Hello guys and welcome back to another Tom Talks. Yeah, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment, share as well. Don't usually say that one. Follow the blog, follow the Instagram and stay tuned for more stuff. So yeah, today it's going to be another small talk. It might be longer. You'll have to find out when the video's title comes out. But yeah, so The Suicide Squad. So that was the first film I saw going back to the cinemas. I know I did the Black Widow video first, but yeah, sorry. But yeah, so The Suicide Squad is a sequel slash soft reboot to the original Suicide Squad. I believe I've only said that once when it came out, and I remember at the time thinking, this is alright, but upon further reflection, it's not a great film. There's a lot of problems with it. The director has said it got changed because they were trying to make it more like Deadpool. I don't think, and there's an Ayer cut out there, but because of how well this one's done, well, critically at least, I know it's not done massively well commercially, I don't think there's many people pining for the Ayer cut. But yeah, so that's the backstory. A lot of characters return from that. Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn, Colonel Rick Flag, Viola Davis as sort of the person who puts everyone together. God, I'm not very professional, am I, when I forget stuff like this, but hey ho. And there's new people in it. Idris Elba's in it. He's basically the same as Deadshot, but character played by Will Smith in the first one, but he's just better written. John Cena as Peacemaker is in this as well. Taika Waititi's in this. Pete Davidson. Sean Gunn, who's James Gunn's brother, plays a weasel. There's so many characters in this, and well, mini spoiler, not all of them make it. So, oh, and also Captain Boomerang, played by Jai Courtney, returns as well. I think that's all the returning characters. Yeah. Oh, and there's also Sylvester Stallone as a shark, because, you know, why not? And there's Ratcatcher 2. Ratcatcher 1 is played by Taika Waititi. He's in a few flashback scenes. But yeah, I really enjoyed this film. It was a lot of fun. It's what I wanted the first one to be. But the first one was just sort of a kind of generic superhero film with some interesting stuff, and Jared Leto's Joker, the less said about that, the better. But yeah, I really enjoyed this film. James Gunn has done a fantastic job with the Guardians of the Galaxy films, and I do enjoy those films. Is this my favourite film of his? Guardians 2, for me, had a really good plot, and you were emotionally invested in it. This film doesn't have an amazing plot, but that's not the point. The point is this: it's supposed to be gore, it's supposed to be violent, it's supposed to be funny, and it's just supposed to be a lot of fun. And it ticks all those boxes, like... And yeah, I really enjoyed this film. It was just so much... I know I'm repeating myself, but it was a lot of fun to watch. And that's just... You just got to have films like that sometimes. Not every film needs to be like, have a deep plot or a deep meaning or underlying theme. Sometimes you just want to see some people get slashed to shit, some people shot to shit. You want to see blood splurt everywhere. That's just what you want to see sometimes. That's what I love about Deadpool, and it's what I love about this film as well. How do the actors perform? Idris Elba does his job well. I quite like John Cena's character, and he's got his own TV series, which I'm quite happy about. That's coming out in January on HBO Max, so I don't know how it will come out here, because I don't think we've got HBO Max in the UK yet. Sylvester Stallone is the shark. I like his character. I didn't realise it was Sylvester Stallone till the end of the film, but yeah. Ratcatcher 2 was a surprisingly interesting character. They developed a lot of time to her, which I liked. Peter Capaldi's the Thinker. He's like one of the main... I mean, the villain is just like a generic general, and him. Peter Capaldi's fine, you know. I don't think he does a bad job. I don't know, I don't really know the origins of the Thinker character that much, because I'm not a big comic book guy. I do love Peter Capaldi as an actor, though. I mean, he was a brilliant as Doctor Who. But I don't know, I just felt like I could have done a bit more of his character. I don't know. But yeah. And the main villain, I'm not going to spoil. It's a villain that DC fans will know. It was a villain in the Justice League series. It's bonkers. It's just mad. And it's crazy. But that's what I love. That's what the things I love about this film. It's just crazy. It's just like, oh my God, what the fuck is that? Yeah. I just had such a good time with this film. I know I keep saying it, but it's just how I feel. And finally, yeah, Margot Robbie is Harley Quinn. I mean, there's some iconic performances where you just, when you think of that superhero, you think of them. So, obviously, Hugh Jackman as Wolverine, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and she just encapsulates Harley Quinn. I've not watched Birds of Prey. I've heard she's pretty good in that. But in this film, it's just, every time she's on the screen, it's just something mad or crazy or funny or bombastic happening. It's great. The chemistry between the actors is really good. And the guy who played Rick Flag, Joel Kinnaman, I believe that's his name. Yeah, he's a lot more likeable in this. In the first one, he's a bit sort of like, I am generic military man. This is Catan. She traps the souls of the dead. You know the meme. But in this one, he's got actually an interesting character to him. He's quirky. He's fun. And James Gunn's just done such a good job. He's took the characters from the last film and he's like the ones who were kind of likeable. So obviously Jai Courtney as Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn, Margot Robbie, and Joel Kinnaman as Rick Flag. And Viola Davis's character is sort of similar, but she's a bit more interesting. And her team around her, I think, adds an extra dimension to that. Before it was just like, Viola Davis is just nasty, evil woman who's building the team. But she has a team around her, and there's some comedic moments with them. And it's sort of like, this film is just, it's just the film I wanted going back into the cinemas. It just delivered so much for me. We could get into the flaws a bit. I mean, like I said, the plot isn't amazing or anything, but that's kind of not what I expected of this film. And it's not the best superhero film I've ever seen. It's nothing on the levels of like Endgame or The Dark Knight or some of the other top tier superhero films, but it's a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. And sometimes that's just what you want from a film. And yeah, overall, probably give it an 8.5. I'd recommend it. Go watch it. And so far, it's the best DC film I've seen, because Man of Steel was alright. I fell asleep during it, so it can't have been that good. Shazam was fun. Aquaman was fun. I've not seen Wonder Woman or the sequel. I've not seen Justice League or the Snyder Cut yet. And I've not seen Batman v Superman, which I've heard a mixture of things from. But it's the best DC film for me. And I'm a bit more positive about the future of the DC EU now. I'm still more on the side of Marvel, but I'm interested to see what they do next. So, yeah, that was the Suicide Squad. But mad, bombastic, fun, and a total blast of a film. It's pop culture. It's just what you wanted to see on the big screen. So yeah, that was my small talk. I mean, it's almost 9 minutes. It's a small talk of sorts. I could have gone into more detail about things. But thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe to stay tuned. Show some love. Show some thoughts. Tell me what you think of the film. And yeah, I'll be back soon with another Tom Talks.